So, good afternoon. We're back. It's a little more than a week. We've been working on getting the chicken coop up and running, and getting the birds out here in it. And they've been out here for a couple of days. We brought them out, as you saw in the previous video. We'd bring them out and I guess you call it inoculating, getting them used to being out here, being on grass, learning how to do what comes natural to them, which is scratch. So I'm gonna turn around the camera and I'm gonna let you see so far what we have done. It's not finished, but they're in it and it's working. So here we go. There it is. There's the pumpkin. They have a ramp. Some homemade door latches. As you can see, some picker-uppers because the ducks have found the acorns from our oak tree. So they pick them up off of the ground, or they dig them out of the ground because they're kind of in the ground. So what they do is they kind of like dig them up, and I have to go in there and they'll run up under the coop and hide, and I can't get to them, so I get my grabby thingy and I just grab the acorn away from them. So as you can see, there's a door latch up there, and then there's a foot latch, and there's a homemade handle. And like I said, we're not done with it. We still have a couple of things to do, which I started out just like everybody else with this feeder up here. Let me open the door so it don't focus on the screen instead of, and the door swells because of the dirt or the water from the feeder, from the water. So we started out like everybody else with this water or feeder, and I noticed that some of the chicks would like try to jump up on top of it, and it would swing and it would hit them, or the ducks would be over there and the ducks can't get their bill in it. So I put together this thing here. It's a bucket. It's a food grade bucket from Walmart, and this food grade lid, and I used two 2-inch PVC. And what I did is I drilled 2 holes in the bottom of the bucket. I got 2 couplings. They are glued on the inside to keep the pipes from falling out. They do not reach the ground. Boss lady over here trying to get out. So I don't really want to step in because there's a whole bunch of mess. But there's 2 couplings on the inside that are glued to the pipe, not the bucket, to keep the pipes from not falling out of the bottom. It comes down, I'd say 11 inches, actually 10 inches. So that's 10 inches of 2-inch PVC, and then that's a 2-inch Y, and then there's an inch of PVC in the bottom because they don't have a cap for it. So we bought the pressure caps that, okay, so the pressure cap, you put it up in there and you screw it, and it has this rubber band that expands. Well, it didn't work. Like, it doesn't work in that. So I had to cut off a piece, insert it in the bottom, and expand it. And as it expanded the actual PVC into that little coupling right there, the bottom piece. And what happens is I fill this up, the food goes down, it goes here. As you can see, these 2 little tops up here on the top at night will go in there. They just kind of sit in there. So I'm hoping that, you know, no animals can get in. Well, no animals can get in here anyway. But that's just in case, you know, like something decides it can get in. So we have those topped off so nothing actually like bugs or what have you get in and go into the feed. So we have that. And the ducks have the water. We don't have a waterer set up just yet because I don't have all the pieces for the gutter system. But as you can see, let's see, let me open the door back up. Okay, so there's the ramp and the door. And you can see that the eyes of the pumpkin were cut off when we put the roof on. But they still get ventilation. We don't have the nesting boxes done yet, but I still have time to do the nesting boxes. I still have to get the piece that goes across here and down this side over here. We'd have ran out of wood, and seeing that we're doing everything from scrap that we can possibly do from scrap, I mean, if it's necessary, we'll go and buy, like we bought the roof, we bought the stuff for this. And then you can see, hopefully you can see in there, hopefully it'll focus on the inside, but I'll go to the other side. But anyway, this is where the nesting boxes are going to be. For right now, we put screen and fastened it in so that nothing can get in. So that's temporary, and that's also for ventilation. And then here is the gutter that I bought to go here for the catchment system. I have the end pieces. I don't have the downspout for it, and I don't have a barrel to connect it all. So it was kind of like we were given this piece up here. Yeah, I know my yard's a mess, so please don't pay attention to that. And you saw out there we have our hens. There are layers. They're a month and a week, so they're 5 weeks old. Our ducks are also 5 weeks old. And these little boogers here, we got these yesterday. These are our Cornish rock cross, or Cornish cross rock. I think that's what they're called. But I know they're Cornish crocs. They're Cornish cross. They're meat birds. Okay, so we got 10. That was all that the store had, because the hatchery that we were trying to get birds from, they're on back order. So we have our light in here for them in case they get too hot, because the light only gives them a little bit of space. I put a box in here and they can get up under there, and it's, you can see they're utilizing that. And it's about 89, 90 degrees in here. And we bought one of these expandable window screens as a temporary fix. I won't say a temporary fix, but it's working. It's a brooder. So we're using this side for the babies, and we put that there so that whenever we get ready, they get ready to get big, you know, take them out. And then we just fastened it in over there. And we put this board across here to keep them from jumping out. And this is our door. That's our coop. So they got a roost in there, and they got their light. But that's for the bigger birds over on that side. And the ducks really like it. As you can tell, they lay up against the wall over here and poop all over everything. So that's there. Let's lock this. And that's for right now. And then we go down this side, and this is where we have the light. And then over here, if anything comes across it at night, and I just take this because it's one of those solar lights, and I put it up here like this, and as the day goes, it collects like the solar. Let's see, let me get it up here in the actual sun so that, there we go. So there, it gets solar. And like I said, we bought the roof. We got this side over here is somewhat done, and I put hooks up here so that I can put my tomato plants. And these are red currant. They're supposed to be like a tumbling tom, so it says that these will actually go like down, grow downwards. I'm hoping that they don't make a bush, because that would be just terrible. So I have those. And then, because the flies are horrid when you have animals, any kind of animals that poop a lot, we got these. Well, at least one. And it is doing its job, and you can see that is a huge blowfly in there. But anyway, it does its job. It stinks to high hoobin'. You can see we got some stuff over there going on. And then trying to get everything else cleaned up and back in order from winter. Not necessarily a Florida winter, like winter, but a Florida winter. And then you can see we have our lettuce. It's kind of, I guess it's called salad bowl or Meslin's. It was supposed to be salad bowl, but I think it was different. But we got these here, and we've been eating off these for about, I'd say 2 weeks. They don't grow very much, We just have to be careful because there are some weeds starting to pop up in there. And this is our coop. And as you can see, as I walk over here, the sun is always blocked. So if it were to rain, there's overhang here. And then going back this way, there's an overhang. There's also an overhang on that side over there. We did not do the overhang for the actual coop itself, just only on the run. That way we can catch the water when we get a barrel and we get the downspout and all that good stuff. So we have all that. And I'll take you guys out here and give you a walk around of what I've been getting going on out here in the garden. Now, if any of y'all saw my other video, I told y'all about this bullseye plant. And it has this little, it's called a petalless flower. Looks like that. Actually, it looks like this. And then like this. And then this one and this one. And this one is almost ready to harvest. But these two are ready to harvest. And what they are is, if you have a toothache, you take one of these. And trust me, I wanted to TikTok it, but I don't know how to use TikTok. But I wanted to record it and put it on our TikTok or Instagram. But I gave it to my husband. I said I needed him to be my guinea pig because I wanted to know how long it lasted, you know, from somebody else's perspective. I put it in my mouth, and it's like when you put it in and you chew on it, it does exactly what it says. It is a toothache plant. So you put it in your mouth, just a little flower. I cut it in half, and you put it on the side that you have the ache on, and you just kind of like bite down on it. Like chew it a little bit. And when it says that it's mouth watering, it doesn't mean that it's yummy delicious. It means salivation. It will make you, it's a natural oragel plant is pretty much what it is. It's like oragel out of nature. So if you know what it's like to put baby oragel in your mouth, or any kind of oragel, or any kind of oral numbing, that's what it does. And it says it lasts for about 30 minutes, and I ain't never had baby oragel or any kind of oragel last 30 minutes. But this thing will last 30 minutes. But you will be slobbering, pretty much. You slobber. Okay, so that's those. And the other ones that you saw, so we have these, and then the ones here. Now this one is the Wormwood, which is a dewormer. So if you have, like we have the chickens, they don't need to be dewormed. But if you have dogs, or goats or cows or whatever, I think it's mostly for goats, and I think it's humans can have it, consume it. I believe they said that humans can consume it. You can chew on the plant leaf, like on those little leaves, just like they are, and it will clean your stomach, pretty much. Okay, so that's those. And then we have our beans. Our beans have been out here for a while. You can see I got some flowers coming up, and I also have bugs. Oh, excuse me. So we have our beans, and you're probably wondering what this thing is here. So when these were made off of, I don't want to say made off of, these were made based upon a guy named Leon. Says you put whatever you have in the bottom, whether it be jugs, it be rocks. I used mulch to put in the bottom of mine because we were cutting down trees, so I had the mulch machine out and we were mulching branches. So I filled up, I think it's about yay high, about the handle, about here, with mulch. And then you go an inch above your mulch and you drill a hole. You see my shadow down there? You drill a hole into the side 1 inch above your mulch, and then you put in either a pillowcase or something to hold your dirt. But you put it in, and it has to be tall enough that when you put it in there, okay, not only is it going to come to the top or wherever you want your dirt to be, but you have to put a cup. So it's kind of like, say this is your bucket. Actually, here, I'll bring you over here and show you. Okay, so this is your bucket, that's your mulch, which this is mulch and leaves, and then you go an inch above and you drill a hole. And then here you would scoop this out of the way, put a cup in here, put your bag in, and then push your bag down into your cup. Make sure your cup has holes, or whatever you're putting down in the bottom. Make sure it has holes in it, and then you're going to push your pillowcase or your bag or whatever, your material, down in here, and then you're going to bring it up and flip it over the sides. As you can see that I have this one, and it has a landscape fabric, which this stuff here, landscape fabric, is what's in here. See here, landscape fabric. And then you fill it up, and you fill up that cup, and then you put your plant so that your plant will grow down into the cup. Now, as you're putting your mulch and stuff in, he says, put a pipe in there. See, mine all have pipes. So you put a pipe, and the pipe goes all the way to the bottom, and you cut that at a slant so that it sits and the water can drain out. So you put something up here, a funnel or what have you. I used a half a bottle, soda bottle, and it fits perfectly on these little 1/2-inch PVC pipes. And you fill this up, and the water goes to the bottom instead of drowning out your plant up here at the top. So your plant grows down, the bottom of it holds water. So you have mulch at the bottom, you have your dirt on the top. Okay, and I'll show you one that's somewhat based off of that, but not completely. So this is the same pretty much concept. Okay, so I have my container that has my dirt, I have my plant, which is dill. Okay, I have my mulch, I have my water. Okay, my bucket has holes in the bottom of it so that it sits down. I don't know how well you can see down in there, but hopefully you can see. So the mulch holds the bucket to keep the bucket from falling in. The bucket has a hole in it so that if it rains, the water that goes down will come up out of the bottom and leak out so it doesn't drown my plant. Okay, same concept. Same concept here. All of these are that same concept. So I got bell peppers, and these are really good sized buckets. I think these are a 1.5 gallon, so you can see they kind of sit almost half, or probably a little bit more than halfway into a 5-gallon bucket. Okay, like I said, they all got holes in the bottom of them. So the plant goes in here, it has holes in the bottom so that it can leach water from the bottom. Water goes into the bucket when it rains. Too much water leaks out, plant grows. And you can see this system works. Okay, I can't grow in the ground because I have moles. I have ground moles, and I have that big old tree. That big old tree